So if your vision for 2024 is to double your income without doing double the amount of work, maybe you're looking to scale from like 70K to 150K, so on and so forth, this is your blueprint. This is a little bit of an excerpt from a limited edition business planning guide that I recently launched to my email list. So if you want to be on the list for the next time we make this available, this is not available right now, but it may be sometime in the future. All the details to learn more about that and grab it are below. Let's get into what you should be looking to do in 2024 if you're a real estate agent looking to double your business, doing more of the same. There are going to be 4 main objectives that you want to accomplish next year in order to get more profitable without getting more busy, if that makes sense. These objectives, we refer to them as initiatives. So a lot of real estate agents think about goals. They might think, I want to get a CRM next year, and I want to sell 20 homes, and I want to add a new lead source, and I want to get better at follow-up. Those are all really important milestones you want to hit. Those are all really important projects you might want to complete. What you want to be doing is identifying some overarching themes to your year to guide which goals you assign to yourself. And an initiative is a great way to do that. And so let me give you the 4 main initiatives that are going to be your compass in 2024. Number 1, you want to optimize lead generation. Let's get into it. If you want to double your real estate business next year, you need to get your conversion rates in order. Anytime you're looking to just increase the amount of money that you're bringing in without like drastically increasing the number of leads, thereby the amount of time that you're working, then you really need to look at your conversion rates. This is going to require you to gather a little bit of data for your business, and this is a very normal part of running a real estate business. If you want to double what you're doing, you don't get to do that by flying by the seat of your pants. You do need to be a little intentional about this. And what I want you to do is look at how many leads you generated through the year, assign those lead sources, right? So were they like 3 main lead sources, or were they 2, or was it 7 lead sources? Like, where did those leads come from? And then get your average conversion rate for each lead source. Just to give you some rules of thumb here, Instagram organic leads coming through are probably going to convert somewhere around like 30 to 40%. Same thing with your database. So like referrals and repeat business are always going to be your highest converting lead sources. And so you want to see about 40% there. Anything else is going to kind of taper down. So like open houses are going to be between 5 and 7%. Zillow leads, probably somewhere between 2 and 4%, and so on and so forth. Less than the rule of thumb, you just want to get a good pulse for your own numbers and try to increase conversion across all of your lead sources by 20%. If you're struggling with the math, go to Google, pull out your calculator. I can't do it for you. Those are things that you got to figure out yourself. Once you have those numbers, just take a few moments to analyze your lead funnels, identify areas for improvement, start testing different strategies, and then schedule it on your calendar to track your conversion every 90 days. We call this our quarterly accelerator process. We do it at the end of every quarter and make adjustments as needed. Now, the next part is going to be in alignment with that first initiative, but a little bit separate. What we're going to talk about here is your database. Database optimization is your second initiative. This is where you're going to really make sure that you have the right pieces in place to get more referral and repeat business. You want to refine your client database next year to better improve segmentation, just really honestly, just make sure it's organized and you are reaching out to the right people at the right time, and personalize your marketing and outreach to them over the year to get more engagement, deepen those relationships. If you checked out this video of my 5 non-negotiables, you know why that's so important, and ultimately be able to coach them on how to refer you more often in 2024. A well-organized and dialed-in database allows for much more targeted and effective communication, and it's going to also allow you to foster better client relationships And that is so key to driving referrals and repeat business. I think that a lot of real estate agents take for granted the fact that, well, I told everybody in my sphere that I got into real estate, or I always mention that I'm always happy for their referral, but just sending them a newsletter once a quarter is not going to cut it anymore. We have to do a little bit more, especially since most people in your database are not thinking about how they should buy or sell in 2024. They're considering why they would even do it to start with interest rates and the economy being where it is. So, audit your current database. Get a sense of whether it is pretty well organized or whether it's a total dumpster fire, and really put a plan in place, set some quarterly goals to get it dialed in. So this might look like in the first quarter, your goal is to have your entire database well organized and restructured. Your second quarter, it's to begin the first leg of your marketing. So maybe that looks like a personal touch base with everybody through a text and implementing a new email newsletter monthly. Maybe the third quarter goal is to host your first client appreciation event, and so on and so forth. Okay, next, let's look at streamlined operations. That is our third initiative, and really making sure you have streamlined operations is going to be important, because what I don't want you to do in 2024 to double your business is double the amount of time worked, or double the stress, or double the overwhelm. There is not a direct correlation between the two. There doesn't have to be. Your business, in fact, should grow, and the amount of time you're working should reduce over time. And so in order to do that, you have to streamline your operations. This is where you are going to improve your operational efficiency and effectiveness by automating and delegating tasks. Again, a nod to that previous video that I just put out last week. Why do you want to do this? Well, this is all about working smarter, not harder. Having more efficient and effective workflows is going to allow you to get back into the driver's seat of your business, so that you can confidently navigate whatever the year has to throw at you next year, instead of just constantly reacting to whatever is thrown in your path. So your first steps here are to identify any time-consuming tasks, implement automation tools to help take a little bit off that plate. So this might look like automating some communication in your CRM, or putting together a free Asana account to keep your checklists really organized. We love Asana as task management in the Market Authority Academy. Really get curious on how you can delegate as much as possible. So for example, if your goal is to close 4 deals a month next year, you're gonna need a transaction coordinator. Start putting the plan in place to hire one on before you need one. Same thing with an admin. Okay, finally, now your last initiative for the year is going to be revenue growth. You're going to have some specific production-related goals that kind of align with how much money you want to earn, how many homes you want to sell, like these kind of lagging metrics, the result-driven metrics. And this is just so that you can have a really clear sense of what that revenue target for you is going to be. So most real estate agents and most business owners who follow this process of setting initiatives for their business, they're going to have a revenue target. There is a direct line between writing down your goals and being able to achieve them. And so take the time to really get particular and detailed on what that revenue and profit target looks like. Write that number down, and then write down how much you think that you should be able to earn on a quarterly basis. The reason this is really important is because for me, in my market in Phoenix, we are busiest in the first half of the year, very, very slow in the third quarter, and then very quiet and slow in the fourth quarter. And so we want to front load as much of our busy, like actual real estate work in the beginning of the year as possible, so that we can reap what we've sown during the busy season. If that is similar to you in your area, you wouldn't want to say that you're going to have an even profit target throughout every quarter of the year if that's just not seasonally accurate for where you're at. So just kind of think strategically about that. And there you have it. Those are the 4 initiatives that are going to take you from doubling your business from, let's say, 70K to 150K, or insert numbers that relate to you most here. Let me know what you think. Let's run through those one more time. We have optimize your lead generation. So make sure you are keeping your conversion rates high and set a target for those under each of your lead sources. Database optimization is second. Make sure that you have a really solid client journey for your database. The before, during, and after the transaction really matters here for your past clients, but also think about how you are relating to other friends and family in your network who could and should be referring your business. Streamline your operations, right? So make sure that you are working smarter, not harder. Smarter, not harder. Get curious about how you can automate and delegate, all that fun stuff. And finally, your revenue growth. And make sure you're breaking that down quarterly according to your seasons. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And again, if you want your step-by-step guide to actually concretely putting your goals in place, make sure you're putting your name on the waitlist for my limited edition business planning guide. That is actually going to help you take these initiatives and break these down into your monthly projects and your daily and weekly routines even more in depth, because this might sound a little bit like high level or overwhelming to you. We need to actually break that down into clarity that you can take action on, and that guide is how we do that. Thanks so much for tuning in. Till next time, keep on crushing it.